Alrighty, for number 4, we are going to write the prime factorization of a value. Remember, prime factorization is when we break down a number to only a product of its prime factors. So a product of its prime factors. Really important that they have to be prime, right? And then product, of course, would mean multiplication. So that's how we would show it at the end. Let's give an example of some prime numbers. So some prime numbers are like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Remember, prime numbers, the reason they're prime is the only way to get to them is multiply them by themselves. Their only two factors are themselves and 1. All right, so let's break down 36. Think about two numbers to multiply to 36. Whatever you come up with, as long as it truly multiplies to 36, it can be broken down to prime numbers. So there's not one way to start this off. Let's see. For me, I know that 6 times 6 equals 36, right? So I'm going to start off with those. And now I'm going to keep breaking down these numbers until I only have prime factors. So 6 and 6 would break down to 2 and 3. And then 6, of course, would break down to 2 and 3. When I say break down, these are numbers that multiply to get to that number, not add, okay? So 3 and 3 would not be factors of 6 because 3 plus 3 is 6, but 3 times 3 would be 9, so that wouldn't work. All right, so these are actually all prime as you look at my list. And I am almost done. The last thing I need to do is just write this as a product. So I would just do 2 times 3 times 2 times 3. Of course, if those weren't in that exact order, that'd be okay because multiplication is commutative. Or you could have wrote 2 to the second, since 2 is repeated twice, times 3 to the second, since 3 is repeated twice. Either one of those would work as a prime factorization. And remember, at the end, when you multiply those numbers, it should multiply to 36 if you did the correct prime factorization. Now, if you check your work at the end and multiply them and it doesn't go to your original number, that means you made a mistake somewhere, so it's going to tell you to take a second look. All right, that is how we find prime factorization.